Want to know the ultimate diet plan to reverse type 2 diabetes? Yes, I'm talking about reversing diabetes, not just managing your numbers or not just managing your A1C. I'm talking about getting off diabetic medications, reversing your insulin resistance, and reversing your type 2 diabetes. Hi, my name is Charmaine, and I'm the dietitian that helps people reverse type 2 diabetes with a plant-based diet. Now, you don't have to go 100% plant-based, but it is very helpful to include these plant-based foods into your diet plan to help you reverse type 2 diabetes. First, let's understand what is type 2 diabetes. So type 2 diabetes is a phenomenon where the blood sugar that you eat from the food that you eat isn't able to enter the cells or is very inefficient in entering your cells, and it stays in the blood, and that's what causes high blood sugar, which is the major symptom of type 2 diabetes. And you're usually diagnosed because your blood sugar is out of range or at a diabetic range. Now, what makes your body inefficient in processing carbohydrates or processing glucose? It's insulin resistance. So insulin resistance is the major culprit when it comes to type 2 diabetes. Insulin resistance is caused by a buildup of fat in your cells that turns off the insulin receptors, which causes your insulin not be able to bring in glucose from your blood into the cells, so the glucose stays in the blood, and that's what causes high blood sugar. So think about this as a lock and key, right? Pretend your cells are a lock and pretend that the insulin is the key, right? Normally it'll work perfectly, but let's say a kid stuck some chewing gum into the lock. Does it work anymore? No, because there's gum in the lock. Now, in this case, the gum is the fat. What we have to do in the first place to reverse this mechanism that caused type 2 diabetes is to clean out the gum from the lock. And the gum in this place is fat, right? And that's why a whole foods plant-based diet is ideal to help you reverse your insulin resistance. These whole unprocessed plant-based foods are all high in fiber, low in dietary fat, and it's ideal for reversing insulin resistance because it is so low in fat. It almost acts like a cleaning agent to clean out the gum from the lock so that your key and lock can work perfectly again. Now, what consists in a whole foods plant-based diet? Now, a lot of people may think, okay, well, I need to eat unprocessed foods, I need to eat plant foods, so does that mean that I can just eat salads? No, actually it's way more than that. So a whole foods plant-based diet plan includes these 4 food groups. The first one is vegetables. So this mainly regards to non-starchy vegetables, so things like bok choy, broccoli, cabbage, red cabbage, Brussels sprouts, cucumbers, bell peppers, onions, carrots. That's in the vegetable group. Now, this group is going to offer you a lot of fiber that can actually help you slow down your blood sugar absorption and also help with your gut health as well. Number 2 is fruits. Fruits is definitely very important, and it's a misconception that a lot of people can't have fruits if they do have diabetes. Now, that is completely not true, and actually in research and in a lot of research, meta-analysis research, long-term research, all show that fruits actually have a protective effect against diabetes and can help you reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes. And people who are able to include fruits in their diet, even if they have diabetes, can actually include a lot more fiber, phytonutrients, antioxidants, and minerals by introducing more fruits. Now, you definitely want to choose more lower glycemic fruits to start with, so that once you reverse your insulin resistance, you can add back higher glycemic fruits because your body will be able to process it more. The third food group that you want to include is legumes. So legumes are things like beans, lentils, soy products. You want to include them because this is what's going to provide you with plant-based protein, which can actually help you lower your blood sugar and can slow down blood sugar absorption. When you compare plant-based protein to animal protein, is that plant-based protein still have all the amino acids that you need, but what it has is it has lower saturated fat and has higher amount of fiber that is really beneficial for cleaning out the gum from the lock. Number 4 is whole grains or whole starches. So a lot of people tend to cut out carbs or cut out starches when they want to lower their blood sugar. Now, why this isn't ideal is because when you cut out starch or when you cut out carbs, it's actually not beneficial for improving your body's glucose tolerance. Research have shown that people who go on a low carb diet actually have impaired glucose tolerance, which means that they've become worse at processing carbohydrates. So it's definitely really important to still continue to include healthy carbohydrates in your diet, because again, our goal here isn't to just focus on the symptom of diabetes, which is blood sugar. Our goal here is to focus on the root cause of diabetes, which is insulin resistance. Now, by reversing insulin resistance, we actually help your body to increase its ability to process carbohydrates. And so by increasing your whole grains intake or your whole starch intake can actually do your body more good than harm. So these examples include brown rice, whole grain pasta, quinoa, farro, sweet potatoes, yuca. All these whole starches can actually help you feel more satisfied and help you feel full longer. Now, what does that look like in a day? So a diet plan with whole and processed plant foods kind of looks like this. In the morning for breakfast, you can either do a smoothie or an oatmeal, and then lunch and dinner will look similar, where you have vegetables, protein, and carbohydrates. And examples include like a veggie chili with a side of vegetables, or whole grain pasta with some lentils instead of the meat sauce, and add red sauce to it, and you can have a side of vegetables as well. So that's what it really looks like. Make sure you do use those food groups, and you can also include fruits as a snack to make sure that you do eat all of the fruit groups that I just mentioned. Make sure you drink water or any unsweetened drinks that can help you stabilize your blood sugar. And to speed things up, make sure you include some exercise in it as well. And in the beginning, when you transition to a whole foods plant-based lifestyle, you may experience some initial blood sugar spikes, just because that's usually what happens when you are still insulin resistant. Now, that's why we want to focus on lower glycemic index foods and really focus on whole and processed foods that have more fiber that can help you stabilize your blood sugar. But as time goes on, as you reverse your insulin resistance, your blood sugar will go down eventually, because you've helped your body increase its ability to process carbohydrates. And if you'd like to learn more about this, make sure you check out my free training. The link is in the description below. And if you'd like to work with me and would like to have your own dietitian, your own personal trainer, your own motivational coach to make sure that you do reverse your type 2 diabetes and get off diabetic medications, make sure you book a call with us to see if you're a great fit for our Reversing Diabetes program. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one, everyone.